Hey, great Tuesday, great Monday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas, and it's a beautiful evening. Eh, Good evening, good evening. Happy New Year to everyone out there, and it's good to be back home. Had a short show in the morning. Actually, it was kind of like a pretty iffy little type of show this morning. Just wanted to say hi. We're back. Good evening. Good evening, Joe. Oh, good evening. Well, it is a new year. It is 2023, and it's good to be back in Brownsville, Texas. For anyone that wasn't on this morning, we had some struggle in regards to last week, and this is one of the reasons why last week I did a couple of the repeat shows, and I appreciate everyone that actually watched the repeat shows. Actually, started to see one of them where we came out with Roman, and I thought it was kind of funny. Uh, it was informative for me, so I'm hoping that they were informative for you as well. One of the things that I promised and that I pray that I can continue to comply with is I'm still going to be out here, guys. I'm still going to be coming out, and we're going to start to prepare for this coming year. One of the things that I made mention this morning, and one of the things that I'd hope to have conveyed was that uh, some things are not going to change in regards to our insistence in getting what this community rightfully deserves and desperately needs at this point in time. I want to thank Susan for coming on with me on Friday. Friday was we're back, and of course, it's always great to have Susan. But I understand that a lot of folk are a little bit different than Erasmo Castro. Erasmo Castro does not have family, and I can space myself out suffice to be able to come on here regularly, and that's what I want to do. I want to continue on with these shows because I still think that us coming together as a community continues to be important, and I pray that that is going to be a resolution that I not only keep, but more individuals here in the city of Brownsville they keep. It was a good quickie this morning. It was a good. Let me say, guys, I had a not so busy day today. Trying to fix the green screen thingy. I had a not as too busy of a day today. Let me see if I can get that line off. Part of the problem with getting that line off is that there, there. It's as best as it's going to get. Um, qué guapo con tu corbata. Let me say that I actually just put this on at the last moment because I am not at the office at this time. Thanks for your understanding. Appreciate it. I am actually at home. So I threw on a shirt and grabbed myself a tie. Then I realized it was a greenish tie, so it was not going to do very well with the green screen. And yes, the battle continues. Yeah, and let me say, guys, um, I didn't have that much of a busy day today. It was kind of a trippy little do nothing day. I tried to catch up on a little bit of work. I will say that I finally got my bag back from New York. Buenas noches, feliz año. I finally got my bag back from New York. They finally delivered it to my office. There was absolutely nothing there, but I was able to take from there the thermal undergarments that I had purchased for the trip. So I did a request from Amazon to get my money back. So hopefully, as the tomorrow, I'll be able to ship out those garments. I didn't use them; they stayed in the bag, and they were traveling all over the place. And so we'll see how that goes. It's 60 some bucks just in two pair of thermal underwear because it was cold as the dickens up there. So I got my bag. I got the laptop out of there, and let me tell you, there was a little sticker in there where my bag had actually been inspected by a TSA agent. I'm like, oh, so you were able to inspect my bag, just weren't able to deliver my bag. And I thought that was kind of trippy. But they did do an inspection on my bag. There was nothing in there. Buenas noches, felices año. There was nothing in there. One of the things that I'm glad I did recuperate is I did have all my chargers out there in regards to all the cables and stuff and thingamajig. Uh, got the laptop out, uh, returned the thermals. I actually submitted my receipts uh, to American Airlines in regards to the reimbursement for the clothes that I had to buy while I was in New York. And let me tell you, um, a bunch of clothes. I think it was in like $700 or $800 worth of clothes and shoes that we got up in New York. So I'm going to see if I can get my money back, a reimbursement for the stuff that I had to buy while I was in New York and absent from my suitcase. And we'll see. I submitted it, and we'll see what happens. I also submitted a request to get credit for my flight to the Philippines. I will not be going to the Philippines. I have decided to cancel that trip. And the reason that I've shared this, I think the reason that I canceled this trip was because I am getting a little bit older, and I don't think that I will fare well 2 weeks up in the Philippines. And I do my best now, especially after my Ecuadorian trip, to listen to that voice inside my head. One of the places that I want to go, and an invite to anyone out there, Kayla, Carlo, or Terry, or Susan, anyone out there that would like to go. I would do want to go to Cuernavaca at the end of this month, only for 3 4 days. Only because a friend of mine is going to be performing in Cuernavaca, so plan to go 3 4 days to Cuernavaca. That's going to be the gist of my January trips. Actually, I'm going to see if I can make it so it could be my my birthday trip because this is my birthday month, and I will be turning 33 this month. So that I think that's kind of cool. 33. One of the things that I had made mention to some folks is that I did lose some weight on this trip. I actually lost like 7 pounds. I think I gained one of those pounds back, and I've been flirting with my weight back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So Frimonos. Yeah, good deal. You got your laptop back. Yeah, let me say, with my laptop, I'm going to have to go out there and send it to someone that can clean it all up. And I'm probably going to pass that on to one of my nephews, not the one that supposedly is working with me at the office. One of my nephews from Cadereyta, so that he could have a Mac computer. And I am planning on buying myself a new iMac because I do use them. And if we do go to Cuernavaca, this it'll be the 30th through the 2nd or the 3rd of February. I think it's the third, second, 30th, 31st, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, 4 days. It'll be to Cuernavaca. Uh, Open invitation. Anyone that would want to go to Cuernavaca from the 30th to the 3rd, hook me up. I'm going to go check out my friend Efra, el Músico de la Calle. Este, let's see. Mexican Airlines is better than the American Shane. Let me say, I have never had issues whilst flying in Mexico or in South America or even Central America with an airline till this one time at uh, with American Airlines, and I never had an issue with them before. So we'll see what happens. Suitcase y vámonos, fuímonos. Um, January 30th through February the 3rd. I'll send you information. We'll see what happens. I mean, I've the flight is like $80 round trip. Not bad. That's new. You're leaving 32 behind. Yeah, after 20 years, I'm leaving 32 behind. I will be 33 on January the 20th. January the 20th, I will be 33 years old. um, let me say, so I've gotten almost everything that I needed to put in order, place in order. One of the things that I was sharing about this shirt, it is one of these bigger shirts, super huge, but as it sits, it looks okay because the neck is the perfect size. And I make mention of that because one of the things that I actually did today, I did go to the thrift stores and I bought myself some clothes at the thrift stores. I bought me some awesome shirts, and I did that because my shirts are already pretty big. I don't know you can see this, but this is how big this shirt is. Isn't that crazy? But I figured it was one of the ones I was going to get rid of, so I thought I'd wear that tonight. Look at this, guys. I'm not even joking. Let me see if I could do this without exposing too much. But this is what my shirts are looking like now. That's what my shirts are looking like now. Parecen chal, chal, chale. And so what I did, I went to the thrift store. That's why I like ties because they hide everything. Like when your shirt fits you too tight, your tie hides the jumping button. But when they're too big, they also bring the focus to the tie and not so much to the shirts, the shoulders where they're usually effective. But I went to the thrift store. I went to the one in front of Walmart, and I couldn't find much of it, anything. I did find a coat, which was kind of cute, and I was debating whether to buy a pair of pants. It was actually new, and the only issue was it was for 12 bucks, and I thought like I really don't need it. I just bought myself four pair of pants from Old Navy, and four pair of pants from Old Navy that I sure as hell enough filed a claim for. But they fit really really well. So I thought, nah, I got four pair of pants from Old Navy, and one of my favorite pair of pants it still fits. So I think I'm just gonna keep those. But I went to the other thrift store, the one on Security Drive, the one that used to be, I think, the old Gibson. I think lots of weddings. I noticed. Love is in the air. I only had one today, and I don't have that many this week. I have maybe like two or three more this week, and then I'm going to be out. So I might actually go to Monterrey this week again. Anyway, so I went to the thrift store on Security Drive and I bought myself some amazing shirts. I'm going to be wearing one tomorrow and a tie and a coat. I'm going to wear those tomorrow. But I make mention of that because when I went to go pay, the young man that was at the register smiled and said, "¿Cómo estás, Erasmo?" And I said, "Bien." And I really like that, guys. I like that when I'm up and around individuals, they call me by my name. They know who Erasmo Castro is, and I don't say that arrogantly. It is very, very humbling, but it is very, very flattering as well. And he says, "Erasmo, so are you still fighting with BISD?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I'm fighting with BISD." And he goes, "And what else?" I said, "I'm fighting with PUB." I said, "What happened to PUB?" And this is a young man, I would say, probably in college. And I said, "Man, they stole from us like some $200 million. And how did they do that?" And it was so amazing because he was interested, you know, and he was interested in me giving him the details. And I'm so blessed that I was able to produce details suffice as if I was explaining it to a young individual. Something that I remember Maggie constantly always would remind us on when she was used to come out, explain it to me like I'm an 8-year old, and had a great conversation with this young man. And this young man says, "Was it Erasmo?" He goes, I'm going to continue to support you and vote for you. This is a young kid, a young man, and I'm going like, well, thank you, man. I need your support. He goes, and I'm going to vote for you until you win. And I really loved it. That really was very, very touching because that is who we fight for. A lot of times I think a lot of people think that us coming out here and fight is just because we're trying to be a-holes to everyone out there. It isn't. Uh, we just see a different perspective. And we want that our children, our young folks, have a fair shake, a fair chance at, at the dream. And the dream, Carlo and I fight a lot about this in regards. The dream just depends on where you're at the socioeconomic status on the socioeconomic ladder. Because for the individuals that are on the top rung of that ladder, the yearns, the concerns, the wants and the needs of the individuals at the lower part isn't that important. And one of the things that I think that a lot of folk need to understand, I don't have uh, I don't have that luxury because I know one of the things that y'all have been seeing throughout these past couple of days, especially with the fireworks going on all over the place, is how I'm still posting in regards to the missing pets, and I do that because I love pets. I love my girls, and I love my girls so much that there's nothing I wouldn't do for my baby girls. Nothing, even aguantándoles their bad breath, which I'm doing right about now. But I love my girls. And a lot of people out there, they love their pets. And one of the things that I think is kind of cute, how we actually helped find Commissioner Tetro's lost pet. And one of the things I like about her pet is her pet is blind, and that makes it even more of a sensitive issue, because her pet is blind. And I had another pet that was blind today that I don't know if we found already, but I'm hoping to find. But where I'm getting at is a lot of these individuals that are posting these puppies and these lost dogs out there, guys. Uh, I get a lot of requests from the individuals that are on the upper ladder of the socioeconomic status here in Brownsville, like Commissioner Tetreault. They are the orange ticket holders. And I don't mind posting for the blue ticket holders. I don't mind posting for the orange ticket holders because what I want to fight for is for what hurts this community as a whole. Be you the individuals that have everything, or be you the individuals that have very little or nothing at all. Because that's my job. I will continue to be the voice of this city. I will do my best to continue to be the voice of reason. And I say that knowing very, very well that a lot of times, a lot of the things that I may say, I may post, may feel to some to have no reason. But at the end of the day, they are the concerns of someone here in this community. And when one hurts, we all should attend. That was part of my sermon actually last night that flopped. It was a floppy type of sermon last night. My sermon last night was my imperfections, my shortcomings, my mess ups don't make you any more spiritual. Does that make sense? My screw ups, my weaknesses, they don't make you any more powerful. So we as a community need to learn that what affects one ultimately at the end is probably going to affect us all sooner or later. Now it's Mimis. Hey, Kayla. Our city and its citizens are hungry for information. It's your legacy to provide them with it. And I will continue on with my legacy as best as I can. And I do want individuals to know and understand that these past couple of days have been slow because all governmental agencies have been closed. Let me tell you, today I shared this morning that everything out there was excommunicado. It was not functioning. There was no city, there was no county, there was no banks, there was only Erasmo Castro. And that was okay. Let me say, guys, I want to thank Carlo uh, for being on speed dial. Also, my sister had an incident this morning, and she put up a post, but she has it on her private account. Had an incident this morning where she was stopped by some state troopers, and supposedly they stopped her because she didn't put a single light to cross from one lane to the other. And let me tell you, uh, I love law enforcement, but that's got to be the crappiest excuse for stopping someone. The truth of the matter is, they stopped her because she's got this big old black truck with tinted windows, and they suspected, because it's a black truck with tinted windows and Mexicans in it, they suspected that there was drugs in the vehicle. And look, you can accuse my family of a lot of things. I'm not going to accuse my family of dealing drugs. And many years back, you could accuse me of consuming drugs, but never out there transporting or selling drugs. But if many, many, many years ago. But with that said, let me say they got stopped by state troopers, and she starts filming, and they ask her to uh, to get out of the vehicle. Her and her husband to get out of the vehicle, and she said no. Why was she going to get out of the vehicle? She says because they were going to get a canine dog to go through the vehicle. And she calls me, and I said no. What was the probable cause for them stopping you in the first place? Why do they suspect that you have drugs in the vehicle? And let me tell you again, I would be one of the ones to know if my sister was on drugs and stuff. So I said no. So I sent a message to Carlo and responded really quickly. And because I knew that he was working, I didn't call any of my other attorneys because I knew for a fact that he was working because I saw one of his posts. So Carlos says no, they have to have a search warrant in order to search your vehicles, and they cannot detain you for a long time. So I told my sister, ask them for a search warrant. They produced none. They were insistent that they wanted them out of the vehicle. I was surprised at that point that they didn't opt and decide to pull their guns on them and demand that they get out of the vehicle. And this, guys, is one of the reasons why I think these shows are so very, very important. Because a lot of times, a lot of individuals out there do not know their rights. And unfortunately, once you give permission for anyone out there to enter your property, your home, your vehicle, your backpack, or whatnot, guys, you're exposing yourself. And not necessarily to finding anything on there, but you're exposing yourself to a lot. So no, people need to know their rights. People need to know that law enforcement doesn't have as the open season on you or anything that belongs to you. So it was funny because she says, "Well, I'm calling my brother to come. Who's your brother?" She said, "Oh, you'll find out." She said, "You'll find out." So she didn't give him the name. I do not know if these state troopers know who Erasmo Castor is, but I was ready to go there and record everything that they were doing and saying, because there's no need to profile anyone here locally because of what they wear, because of what they drive, because of who they are. So I don't know if it was a combination of this black Mamalona truck, black tinted windows, Mexicans in a vehicle, that these individuals decided to go above and beyond the law in order to force them to get out of the vehicle and to illegally search their vehicle without their permission. And this is why I think that us keeping us informed of these things is just so, so very important, because no one has the right to screw with your life, to screw with your belongings. You must fight to protect what is yours. And that is one of the things that I hope in our time together, guys, that we start to appreciate that there's a lot of things that go on here locally that shouldn't. There's a lot of abuse of power. A lot of our resources are being used and manipulated by individuals who want to serve themselves, not our children, not that young man that was working at the thrift store today. It is only through unity, through a show of common goal, that we are going to get to a better place here locally. That's my dream. We blue ticket holders are our people, and we believe in what we fight for. Now we know you are home. I'm. It's me, niece, aka Lem. Unlike the orange ticket holders, you represent and stand for all citizens, every single one. Yeah, PUB Beasley County. If you take more money from us, you take away more money from business, entertainment business. You affect sales and homes ownership vehicles. So we can only shop for the essentials. You affect our whole economy that is starving already. And let me tell you, Yasmin makes an amazing point, because this is one of the things that I'm praying, guys, that the orange ticket holders and the St. Joe Mafia and all the rich people here in Brownsville, they understand that by letting Eddie Trevino, Mayor Mendez, the Limas brothers, John Cowan, Nerith Kolonsky, Roy de las Chanclas, by letting all these individuals continue to pocket the resources that should go to the people of Brownsville, guys, doesn't help your business, doesn't help your restaurant. It hurts you. And that's what a lot of these individuals need to understand. You keeping on voting for the opposition really only hurts you too. Not only the blue ticket holders, it affects you too. Good evening, good evening. I'm late. I'm sorry. Yes, you are. Susan, why aren't you on? The local authorities suck. The majority are not to be trusted. DPS and Border Patrol are the worst. Again, people need to know their rights. And any abuse of one's rights and of one's resources need to be called out. And I'm glad my sister, who is bien nerviosa, stood her ground. And I was trying to get there, but typical women, she's horrible at giving directions. I said, "Where are you at?" She goes, "En la salida, in the frontage road, before Boca Chica." I'm going like, that could be four possible places. So I got off on all the exits going around. It was actually on 13th Street, Jamie. 13th Street, not the Boca Chica exit. In front of, and it's trippy. A black Mamalona truck, tinted windows, two Mexicans, and they're right in front of that on frontage road in front of that Tejano Mexican place. So they probably thought that they were going to have a field day. And they go like, aquí están todos, ya no más falta que salga el burro de atrás de la troca por atrás, drinking a bottle of tequila or something. I thought the whole reason why we have cops teaching at schools was to teach and correct process when interacting with cops. I think a lot of individuals out there, even in law enforcement, guys, they don't know. They don't know their law. So that is why it is your responsibility as a citizen of this city, of this county, of this state, to know your rights. Hola, Susan. Let me tell you, I thought that was a kind of cool profile picture. You look 32. Lawsuit, a lawsuit. Maybe I don't know. One of the good things about the whole thing is she recorded the whole thing, and again, it was an abuse of power. And again, because the individuals protect, serve and protect, and those individuals that are supposed to serve at the politician level shouldn't be allotted anything and everything goes for them. And this is why, guys. And again, this is something that we're going to be talking more about during this upcoming campaign for mayor. This is why this abuse of power by city commissioners in getting their friends elected into different positions. It's got to stop. Learned today that Denise Garza from BISD is now working for Charo Days. You know, think of it. It's just it doesn't make any sense. Out of 200,000 people here in the city of Brownsville, you've got to give a job at the city to someone who is an elected official. And all these organizations, guys, all these boards and committees, they're just so pathetic. And it continues to be the number one problem in the city of Brownsville. So now Denise Garza is working for Charo Days. Daniela Lopez Valdez is now working for the Midi Cultural District. It's all the same crap, guys. It's the same crap over and over and over again. But nothing is going to change while you continue to vote for Joey Lopez, Eddie Trevino, uh, Tony Martinez, Trey Mendez. Nothing changes. All those jobs and opportunities that should go to 200, should be open to 200,000 people here in the city of Brownsville will always be eaten up by the same crap. Sorry, I meant to say we should have a booklet or pamphlet with the top 10 basic rights as a driver given to us getting our license. Yeah. Hey, Susan. Sometimes the higher ups coerce or put up willing participants to be scapegoats for their dirty bosses. That is another issue that we'd love to get into a different time. Guys, my 30 minutes are up. And I promise to be on for 30 minutes as long as you will have me when I'm by myself. 45 minutes and more when the other individuals are on. But guys, thank you so much for being patient. I think everything opens up again tomorrow. I think we start to have meetings tomorrow or the next week, and I will be attending. Susan will be attending. I think Kayla will be attending. I'm not sure. Frankie will be attending. Someone asked if I was missing Maggie. Ya la extrañas, Maggie? Uh, no, I'm a little bit disappointed with Maggie because she has so much potential. She doesn't use it. Again, it's a personal choice, but so much potential. Good night, everyone. Guys, have a great evening. See you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.